Oh boy, this is the first digital art on the channel. Welcome again to Ingrovert. Sorry there was no video last Friday. I was on a camp around that time and failed to meet the deadline. So instead of postponing the video, I decided it was much better to just carry on to next Tuesday. Or Monday if you live in the US. So this painting is of an original character, or you can even say an imaginary friend of mine, since he's been here since I was 13. Anyway, this is a sort of concept art of him, I think. There isn't really a story behind his background and his pose. It's basically me trying to experiment and figure out stuff on Photoshop. Usually I use Speedpaint tool for digital drawings because, well, I got Sci first, and after getting used to it, I didn't feel motivated to use a different software. But I see a lot of artists, especially concept artists, who use Photoshop to achieve a sort of painterly look, if you know what I mean. Inside, the colors are very solid and it's very good for cel shading in anime style artworks, but in Photoshop a lot of times the color just lays on top of the previous strokes, and I don't know how to describe it, but it just gives out a different vibe inside, and I really want to try it out. If you look closely, you can see the thumbnail draft of the painting on the top left corner. I sometimes turned off its layers so you can see it blinking here and there, but the thumbnail is a really cool method to draft the layout and color scheme of the whole picture. It may look like a finished painting when looked from afar, but actually it's just a rough sketch that includes all the important elements but not the details. Approximately, it took me about 10 minutes or so, more or less, because I didn't keep track of time when I drew it. Other than the thumbnail, you can see on the right hand side there are drafts on paper. They're basically the character design sketches that reminds me what the character looks like, what clothes he's wearing, what equipment, what accessory he has, etc, etc. While I paint, I like to look for reference in Pinterest. In this case, I put up lighting reference so I can see how to paint the face when the light comes from the back. And if you can see that by the right end, just below the paper draft, there's a sphere that I drew also for lighting reference. Alright, I'll leave from here, and you can, if you like, watch till the end, and I'll see you there. Okay, as you can see, the final product is quite different than when I applied the first layer of colours. The style is sketchier than I anticipated. I think it has something to do with me being impatient again, and that I'm not quite used to Photoshop painting yet. One of the more visible changes to start the style is that there is no blood on the bandages anymore. You can wind back to the beginning of the video. You can see that I have first wanted to paint an eye-shaped blood stain on the bandage. If you can tell, it's blood stain, it's not red. But anyway, the colour scheme is also a bit altered. It's not following the thumbnail draft, but it's similar. All in all, I'm happy with the results. It's not perfect, not too terrible either. I'm going to post it on my DeviantArt account. Meanwhile, if you like this video, consider clicking like or subscribing so you can be notified whenever a new video shows up. And that's all of it today. See ya!